I wasn't even going to speak tonight, but after I hear the same old thing, I've been speaking about illegal immigration since long before Trump is thankfully, in my opinion, our president. It's one of the reasons why I voted for him, because for too long, our country has had a major problem at the border. We've never been in control of illegal immigration. That's always been a problem. And if you don't have a control on the problem at the border, it seeps into the country, right into our own state of Rhode Island. And if you don't do anything to penalize an employer, in my opinion, we don't talk about E-Verify. I know that we all know that we have employers in the state of Rhode Island who knowingly hire illegals for whatever reason, and they get exploited. So they're exploited. They're exploited at the border for political reasons. They're exploited again when they enter a state like Rhode Island and they're hired by employers. And they get hurt on the job. They cut their arm open. They cut their leg open. Then they seek out a workers' comp attorney who exploits them for money. To hear their case, I worked in the industry, so I want you all to know this, for several years. And I personally saw illegals who had to make the decision between having surgery or collecting a lump sum because they thought it would be a better deal if they collected a lump sum so they could send it back to their family in Colombia or wherever it is that they came from. And it's always been a major problem. I hear stories, we talk about rhetoric, and I'm tired of hearing the rhetoric that we're heartless, we're racist, all the things that we heard, and we know what all of the divisive rhetoric is, but no one's talking about the laws of the land and just how wrong everything is. We have a major problem. It's always been a major problem. To hear that we're actually going to break it down by the level of crime that they're committing, oh, let's just be a little bit more lenient if it's a misdemeanor. Maybe we'll rethink that and find out how we can get around it versus a felony. That is just beyond my comprehension. When you have somebody that's here illegally, whether it's petty theft, domestic abuse, driving drunk, whatever the case may be, I know we can't ask questions, but do we have a database? Don't we keep a database of illegal immigrants from wherever they've come from? And if they've committed any level of crime, I would think that there would be a database, and that database is being reported to ICE. If that's not happening, then that's another major problem. Let me see here. So Rep. Nautical bill. I'm always thinking about what is the cost to a Rhode Island taxpayer? What is the burden to have to, if you come here, you're escaping your country for whatever reason. I know that there's a lot of people that are hoping and wishing they could escape their horrific conditions all over the world. There's millions of them out there. That doesn't mean they can all just come in to the United States at their own free will, seeking sanctuary, because how could we ever afford that? We can't. We can't even afford it in Rhode Island right now. So I listened to Rep. Nautical state, I think it was about $120 million to subsidize the cost to incarcerate illegals. I'm thinking welfare. How many of them come here? They think that they're going to have some type of successful, I don't know, they're going to prosper, they're going to find a job, and they were sold a whole box of lies, and they come here and they have nothing. Are they using our welfare system? How much is it costing us? They are. It's about almost $300 million total between you looking at education, how much we subsidize illegals in the state of Rhode Island, and if you shake your head, then I have to say that you're not informed on what's going on in the state of Rhode Island. And there should be no excuse to say that we can't afford it, Our police chiefs don't have the time, they're inundated, whatever the case may be. We have a constitution, we have laws, and we expect that police officers and state police officers do their job and keep our communities safe. And to hear anyone say that if other undocumented immigrants find out about another undocumented immigrant committing a crime, and then they're going to be reluctant to want to report on that because then they're going to be afraid to be found out that they're an undocumented immigrant, well then they're put at risk as well in their own community because they can't even come forward, and more exploitation. So I could go on and on with the examples, but I just want to say that there should be no excuse. There's a reason why more than half of the country decided, if you look at why Trump is president, because I know there's so many Trump lovers in this room tonight, I'm going to be marching on Saturday proudly, okay? The reason why he's president is because we have a major problem in this country, and people want to see it get fixed. But unfortunately in the state of Rhode Island, we all know what majority rules here and why things just keep, the can keeps getting kicked down the road. But I wake up every day very thankful that Donald Trump is our 45th president, and I'm going to proudly walk in that march on Saturday, and I'm going to be very thankful for it. And I hope I get to see the day that comes where federal funds get cut off from the state of Rhode Island. And then I'm going to see how we're going to be able to pass a budget. I'm waiting for that day. I look forward to the day. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you. Stacia, before you go, I think Representative Knight has a question.
Sure. Sorry. Yes.
Good evening. One of the really super awesome things about our system is that in a peaceful forum like this, everyone can come and hear their views. And I appreciate the conviction with which you have stated your positions tonight. It's a hallmark of our system. And I wanted to just ask you, I wanted to say that before I just ask you a question. Are you familiar with the term prosecutorial discretion?
May I respectfully respond to you without answering your question? What I've noticed about you as a representative is you have this condescending way of asking questions.
No, Stacia. No.
Yeah, I choose.
We're not going to make it personal.
No, that's fine.
If you want to answer his question,
I really don't want to answer your condescending question.
Okay, Representative Knight, just not going to answer your question. Do you have another question?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacia.